All right, rant number 68, Nickelodeon Part 2. I hope y'all enjoy my Part 1 video from 2 years ago that I made. I did an excellent job, but hey, I could have done a bit better, but it is what it is. So without further ado, let's get to Part 2. Hopefully, this particular video that I'm doing right now will be very short and sweet. The 90s Are All That is a programming block that showcases Nickelodeon shows from the 1990s. And it also airs on Teen Nick, which I'll get to the little bit of negative later on in the video. The creation of the block, which has made its debut on July 25th of this year, let alone this past summer, early July 26th, was inspired with a large amount of interest of the classic Nickelodeon series by Facebook users. Yes, Facebook users. So the response of the programming block was very, very positive, and they've been showing it ever since. And the current programming right now are Rugrats, Hey Arnold, Doug, Kenan and Kel, and all that, and to be announced. And the future programming are Wild and Crazy Kids, one of my favorites, and what was it, Rent and Stimpy Show. I hate it, so there you go. Now the other shows they're going to appear are Wienerville, Mystery Files of Shelby Woo, Roundhouse, My Brother and Me, Kablam, The Journey of Alan Strange, Guts, Cousin Skeeter, Cat Dog, Adventures of Pete and Pete. The former programming are Hey Dude, Are You Afraid of the Dark, Hey Arnold, Rocco's Modern Life, and Caressa Explains It All. So, I mean, 90s Are All That alone should be the sole, no, not should, is the reason you love Nickelodeon. If that's just me. So now the list of programs broadcast by Nickelodeon, according to wikipedia.org, the upcoming program, The Last Airbender, Legend of Korra. Oh boy, I butcher it. I apologize. I really mean it. I apologize for it. It makes its debut mid next year. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles makes its premiere debut next year as well. But Michelangelo and Donatello gonna have different weapons. I think, what was it? Michelangelo is supposed to have Kasari Gemma. So Donatello is a bow staff with a mini blade on top of it. I can't pronounce the name. I'm not gonna butcher it like I did with Last Airbender. Speaking of Last Airbender, the new series, it's supposed to be the sequel to Avatar: The Last Airbender. I just want to get that out of the way. How to Rock is a live action show. It's supposed to make its debut next month, and Mystery of Sarah Wallen premieres in spring of next year. So you have to be excited about Nickelodeon if you feel that you are losing faith. Two things. I will bring up what I said in my part 1 video and throw in a little bit of more shows in there. Nickelodeon is relying on shows far too much. I'm talking about Fred the movie. They playing that far more than they should. I mean, they did that like last month or a couple months ago. I noticed it. Big Time Rush, Power Ranger Samurai, which is on not only on original Nickelodeon channel, it's also on Nicktoons as well, since Nickelodeon itself bought the franchise of Power Rangers. So that's fine, but that's too much. Speaking of Nicktoons, they're showing Avatar: The Last Airbender way too much, even though the series been over 3 years now. And Dragon Ball Z Kai, everybody likes it a lot, but that series, Dragon Ball Z itself, needs a permanent rest. Okay, but you and I both know it's not going to happen. I love Dragon Ball Z, but it needs a permanent rest. But like I said, won't happen. Period. Just won't. It won't. Teen Nick is Teen Nick, so it is what it is. And the other, now as for the second tiny issue I have for Nickelodeon itself, I wish they would have put the 90s are all that on not just Teen Nick, but also show it on the original Nickelodeon block. That way, everybody gets to watch it instead of, Teen Nick by itself. That's just wrong in all shapes and sizes. So, my final thoughts, I love Nickelodeon. You should love Nickelodeon. Everybody loves Nickelodeon. And to people out there saying that the new stuff on Nickelodeon is far superior to the old classic, let us old Nickelodeon fans show you that the old shows from 1980s and 1990s are classic. It will never be inferior. It will never be forgotten by the new stuff. I don't mind it, but you can't say it's superior to the classics. That's just my opinion. With that, throwing the peace sign, you know what to do. I'm out.